All right, Wilson, I'm ready to get the week started. Here we are, folks, last month of the year, December 2nd, 2024. Downtown, it's a chilly 12 degrees out there as we look at First News. First News is fair. It's accurate. You get the damn truth. 56 people were killed, several injured. A stampede at a soccer stadium in southern Guinea following clashes between the fans. According to Guinea's government, they're conducting an investigation to establish those responsible for the stampede on Sunday. Among the victims, children and others. Stampede broke out in the stadium during the final of a local tournament between a couple teams to honor Guinea's military leader. 56 dead. Iranian-backed militants have deployed in Syria, backing the government's counteroffensive against a surprise advance by insurgents who seized their largest city of Aleppo. According to the militia official, insurgents led by a jihad terrorist group launched a two-pronged attack on Aleppo last week. Things are getting uneasy there, folks. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz will be visiting the Ukraine. First time in more than 2.5 years. The visit today comes weeks after he was criticized by Ukrainian's President Vladimir Zelensky for having phone calls with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Their call came at a time of widespread speculation about what Donald Trump's administration will mean for the Ukraine. In the meantime, the little pot-bellied pervert Kim Jong-un from North Korea said his country will invariably support Russia's war in the Ukraine. He met with Russia's visiting defense chief. Russian military delegation led by their minister Andrei Belosov arrived in North Korea Friday, expanding cooperation between North Korea and Russia. North Korea has sent thousands of troops there, expected to see some combat anytime soon. 10,000 troops. Some have already, according to reports, begun engaging in combat on the front lines. U.S., South Korea, and others said North Korea also shipped in artillery systems, missiles, other conventional weapons to replenish Russia's exhausted weapons inventory. That war in the Ukraine expanding. Joe Biden's going to make a visit to Africa to showcase a backed railway project that goes across 3 countries. The 3-day trip in Angola starts today. It will promote Zambia, the Congo, and Angola, a new approach in countering some of China's influence in the Africa region. That those countries, folks, very critical when it comes to minerals. And that's a critical part of Biden's green agenda. Electric vehicles rely heavily on minerals that come from that part of the country. But before he left, he pardoned his son Hunter. Spares the young Biden prison sentence, felony gun, tax convictions, and reversed his past promises that he would not use the pardon to benefit his family. Well, last night he turned around, he lied, he pardoned Hunter Biden. He was set to receive punishment after his trial conviction on tax charges. He was up for 17 to 45 years total for his felony convictions on buying a gun while he was a convicted felon. He owed the Internal Revenue Service $1.4 million in taxes, folks. What happened to the pay your fair share? Nope, he won't have to pay him. Joe Biden, before he left the country, completely pardoned Hunter for everything that may be on his record from January 1st of 2014 through December 1st of 2024. Donald Trump keeps putting his people in place. He's going to nominate Kash Patel, FBI director. That sets the stage for that law enforcement agency to be cleaned up, top to bottom. They want to shake up the FBI. The FBI's been linked to the current administration with looking into political campaigns, all kinds of riffraff deals that have gone on behind the scenes. Trump said Patel's the man that can clean it up. A month after the devastating election loss that exposed cracks in the foundation of the Democrat Party, a lot of the Democrats still remain deeply divided over the problem, or even if they have one. A number of Democrat leaders are actively downplaying the strength of Donald Trump's victory as an inevitable result of inflation-fueled anti-incumbent backlash. Others are convinced the Democrat Party is facing an acute crisis that requires an urgent overhaul of their brand as President Trump swept every battleground state on November 5th. Schools around the country are preparing for President-elect Donald Trump's plans to deport millions of people that are living here illegally. Educators are training staff on how to act in the event of a raid and ensuring families and their kids are safe on campus. First of all, where did you get the information that Donald Trump's going to raid schools? Where did you get that?
Same place where they found out TMG he was going to close hospitals.
Yeah, where did you get that? I haven't seen that report that he's going to raid schools and pull these children out. Schools have been off limits for immigration enforcement. 2011, Immigration and Customs Enforcement adopted a policy urging agents to avoid arresting immigrants near schools, hospitals, and churches. On the medical front, there is now a twice-yearly shot that will prevent AIDS infections. Be available at 120 poor countries around the world. Nearly all of the Latin Americans were excluded, though, from the drug maker Gilead, sparking concern that they're missing out on a lot of the AIDS people there. The shot was 100% effective in preventing HIV infections, according to the study. 100%. Wonder if they'll mandate that.
Yeah.
If you got AIDS, mandate it. They did the COVID shots.
Exactly right.
Wonder if they'll mandate to prevent it. They can prevent the spread of AIDS. It's 100% it works. We'll see. The world's nations were wrapping up over the weekend a new treaty to address the plastic pollution crisis. The world produces 400 million tons of plastic. That could climb by 2040 without changes. China, the far biggest exporter of plastic. Plastics are recycled, but only 10% of them are. Many plastics are used for packaging. Everyday equivalent of 2,000 garbage trucks full of plastic are dumped into the world's oceans, rivers, and lakes. Okay, then, I think we've hit the nail on the head. We don't have a plastic problem, do we?
No.
We have a litter problem, a litter and recycle problem. How 2,000 garbage trucks pull up to the ocean and dump their plastic only into the ocean every day, according to this report. That should be a fine.
Yeah.
That's littering.
Yeah.
That's not what plastic has done wrong for the earth. That's
this littering thing, this didn't just start, and it's not just plastic.
No, it's a litter problem and a recycling problem. So let's get better at that. U.S. travelers battled through some harsh weekend weather to reach home, but most people did. Snow fell overnight throughout the Great Lakes region, New York, Ontario, Pennsylvania, Michigan, places like that. Although for the most part, there weren't a whole lot of problems for people who traveled, a few delays, but you expect that over the holidays. People in the news, Lou Carnesecca, St. John's coach, used to wear those outlandish sweaters, became an emblem of his team's rousing Final Four run in 1985. He died. He was 99. A few weeks shy of what would have been his 100th birthday. He was 526 in 224 seasons with St. John's. Stocks closed with some solid gains on Friday. Wall Street put the finishing touches on one of its best months of the year after Donald Trump was elected. The Dow was up 188. NASDAQ added 0.8 of a point. Investors are looking now to see how much shoppers will be spending on gifts for the holidays. Oil was $72.54 a barrel. And Tesla shares were up Friday. They saw better profit reports than expected. Consumers today will be scouring the internet for Cyber Monday, big marathon shopping day. Retail Federation coined the term in 2005. Even though e-commerce is now a part of the parcel and many people's regular routines, Cyber Monday continues to be the biggest online shopping day of the year. So it should also be called something off Monday. Because what? You want the damn truth or not?
I do want the damn truth.
Okay, then. It should be, because that's what's going to happen at work today. And it just happens. Supreme Court's going to hear a case today on vaping, weighing federal regulators' decisions blocking the sweep vaping products after e-cigarette use spiked among the kids. They'll take up an appeal from the Food and Drug Administration, which has denied more than 1 million applications to sell candy or fruit-flavored products that appeal to the kids. Volkswagen workers have launched a 2-hour strike at 9 plants in Germany today. Negotiations for new contracts are now underway. Stellantis made a move. Their CEO, Carlos Tavares, is stepping down 4 years in the top spot. They own Jeep, Ram, Peugeot. The world's 4th largest automaker announced the board accepted his resignation Sunday as they continue to struggle. Electric vehicle mandates hurting all of the major brands out there. Moana 2 brought in a tidal wave of moviegoers over the Thanksgiving Day holiday. $221 million in ticket sales. Combine that with Wicked and Gladiator 2, made for a big weekend for the movie theaters. Thanksgiving always kicks off the big time of the year when people seem to head in and check out the movies. And just so you know, today they'll have a special $250,000 drawing in the Montana Millionaire drawing.
Oh, good.
That's today. You know, they were going to have a couple $250,000 ones, and they'll do one of those today. Cat Country News Time is 6:38. Sports and weather next.
In sports, first time in a long time, I watched a bunch of NFL football yesterday and saw some of the highlights from the fight Saturday. Michigan beat Ohio State for the fourth straight time, and a Michigan player tried to plant the Michigan flag inside the Big O at the 50-yard line. And that became quite the scrum, about 5 minutes long. That used some pepper spray. Another fight started when one of the guys from the Texans, Trevor Lawrence of the Jaguars, going into a slide, took his head off, gave him a concussion. Now he's in concussion protocol.
Wow.
And it was a dirty hit.
Blatant.
Yeah. And it's Aaron Rodgers' birthday today, and everybody on ESPN said yesterday that's the worst game they've ever seen him play. They went out and got this guy, and they got him all the guys he wanted and running the plays he wanted to play. They've already fired the coach. They've already fired the general manager. Aaron, not looking good. Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, I think he's done there. Well, we're going to start a warming trend this week. We're going to get to average and above. 45 today, 51 tomorrow, and looks like we're going to have this weather all week long, which is okay with me. Burn off that snow, get those cows out there eating, because I'm not feeding them yet.
I know.
It's not time yet. There's still stuff. You got to work for it.
My neighbor started feeding because his cows are spoiled.
Oh, well, yeah. Irrigated. Chilly morning, 12. It's cold out there right now, folks. 6:40. That's what's happening. Mark and Paul here together. Thanks for tuning into the Cat. Chance for you to win a flyaway to see Morgan Wallen today.